I didn't go to the moon, but I was active, studying that. That was during my, 1969. I was 16 years old. I wanted to be an astronaut. That was my goal. Mom was a teacher. I wanted to be an astronaut. All the kids my age wanted to be an astronaut. So I love studying the physics and the math. I believe God made a perfect universe. There were no craters on the moon. Everything was fine. And when the fountains of the deep broke open, a cubic foot of rock weighs about 64 pounds. There was probably 10 miles of rock on top of water under the crust of the earth. The Bible says the fountains of the great deep broke open. The earth cracked up like an eggshell, and it still has those cracks today called fault lines all over the world. I believe the weight of all that rock on that water at the beginning of the flood, the earth cracked, that water went shooting out like a missile and would launch rocks up and plaster the moon like a shotgun in 10 minutes, or however long it takes the rocks to get there, okay? So I believe the bigger craters are on one side of the moon, and the other smaller craters on the other side of the moon. Let's see, I've got pictures here somewhere. I didn't know we were going to talk about that, but I believe the bigger craters on the near side facing us were from the direct blast from the Noah's flood, the fountains of the deep launching these rocks up there. They would easily reach escape velocity with that much pressure. It's 30 tons per square inch would be the pressure. And then some of them shot past and drifted around in space, and some of them came back by moon's gravity and hit the backside. The backside of the moon, the craters are very small. And the near side, some of them are huge. Some of those rocks that got blasted off from the earth when the fountains of the deep broke open are still flying around. And we are flashing around, rolling around the sun, and we smack into them like bugs on a windshield, and we're still hitting the rocks that came off the earth 4,400 years ago. That one, I think the moon was made perfect, it was nice and smooth, a shining object, and the flood of Noah and the fountains of the deep made, I'm going to pick a wild number, 95% of the craters made in first few months. A few more have been landing since then. But yeah, I think it all, the flood explains it all.